That made me feel good.
I live to make bearded men feel good. Is anybody else blushing after that last one? My goodness. My goodness. I know this one in the yellow shirt in the back is. And that's my fiance Kara, by the way, and she's the only reason why I survived my first airplane flight in 18 years. So she's a pretty bloody good poet in her own right, so just give her a quick round of applause because she fucking rocks. And a lot of us have amazing people who support us at these things.
Woo!
Yeah!
Yeah.
Everybody's fucking excited. Alright, so I'm pretty sure there are no copies. Let's get this thing up a little bit. Is that cool? Okay. I'm pretty sure there are no copies of this for sale at the table, and if there aren't, that's fine, because some cunt forgot to buy books and bring them to the show. So, this book is available at the Kleft Jump Press store, though, and at Amazon.com, along with lots of other great Kleft Jump books. Jesus Christ.
Tighten the finger.
Tighten the thing?
You might need to tighten the finger.
I need an adult. Oh, God.
Oh, that looks perfect.
Is that good?
Okay. Sorry about that. All right. This is the title poem from the collection. This is Clouds of Hungry Dogs. When the old man begins to talk, he goes on for hours and hours, and no one can understand a word he says. But it's different in his head, because that part of the world is still pulling the closed, gone home signs away from the doors, while the trumpets scream victory. Every word is a lightning bolt that grips the attention of a long desert where good men hide like tired, stray cats. It's as though every wisecrack from above is a steel-toe boot on the glistening dance floor. He can see the 6-year-old counting the money he stole for a cab ride to Toronto. He can remember the prostitute with a heart of different orphan birds getting together to take back the power lines and landfill monuments. Always so concerned with keeping both hands on her grandmother's wheelchair that she didn't care about her sunglasses being crooked every hour of the day. He tells everyone about her. Everyone in turn nods as best they can and wonders if he's worth filming. Does he remember the woman who laughed every time the baby came into the world stillborn and made a living in her twilight years by chewing apart unopened soup cans? Yeah, she's in there too. No one knows how much time this guy put into fearing a life worth the madman who gets to run on and on about it. Never married, spent a lot of time losing things that weren't even his to begin with. Started a novel in his teens, realized J.D. Salinger had stolen it from his dreams, and quietly put it in a drawer when he finished it during retirement. Did every single car on the GW Bridge really stop all at once? Did everyone really get out and trust the frozen water to break their fall? He says it did. He sees it as clearly as the sun he never had, but often runs into, when his luck is so vivid that he loses his hands trying to touch the train it's riding. Newlyweds are always heading to the coast in his stories. Farmhouses are always falling to man-made nature instead. If someone even wanted to understand it, if someone even wanted to try to pretend they could, that might make a difference. It wouldn't make up for the life he didn't have, but it would do something. It would give his endless cast a chance to break all of their messy, hopelessly stable patterns. I'm glad at least most of you weren't here for the last time I read at the Mercury Cafe.
Oh, you did great.
You're drunk!
Not yet, but you did great.
No, I didn't. He's lying and on cough syrup. This is actually just recently published in Unlikely Stories, where I kind of got my start, about 2004. Unlikely Stories and Jonathan Penton. They're amazing. And that's how Frankie and I believe we first interacted, was through Jonathan Penton at Unlikely Stories. This is called Mike the Pal. Tornado season comes and goes in the time it takes her to move from room 3509 to 5702. It winds up being one of the worst doozies in the history of the most recent desperate conversation about public transportation, light pollution, and street events that start around 5 p.m., ending whenever the heat, lightning, and flash floods become too much for the brave idiots and other assorted children of God, or Mike the Pal. This all happens back home. Tornado season means something else entirely around